Lencho, a man of the earth, a believer in heaven. High in the hills, overlooking a vast valley, lived Lencho. His world was simple, his life dictated by the rhythms of nature. Lencho was a farmer, his heart and soul tied to the land he tilled. He worked from dawn to dusk, his hands calloused, his brow perpetually kissed by the sun. That year, his field promised a bountiful harvest. The corn stalks stood tall and proud, shimmering like golden pearls in the sunlight. Lencho's days were filled with anticipation. He watched the sky, longing for the life-giving rain. His wife would often find him gazing at the sky. "Don't worry, Lencho," she would say. "God will provide." Lencho would nod, his faith in God deep. Lencho's faith was the bedrock of his existence. He believed in God's benevolence, felt in the gentle breeze and the life-giving rain. This faith, simple and unwavering, was about to be tested. One afternoon, the wind changed. The sky, previously a canvas of clear blue, turned an ominous gray. Dark, heavy clouds gathered, rolling in from the horizon like an advancing army. Lencho, sensing a change in the weather, rushed out to his field, his heart pounding in his chest. As if on cue, large, fat raindrops began to fall, splattering on the parched earth. "At last," Lencho whispered, a smile spreading across his face. "The rain we've been waiting for." But his joy was short-lived. The wind howled, whipping the rain into a frenzy. The raindrops turned into hailstones, large and relentless, pounding the earth with a vengeance. Lencho watched in horror as his beloved cornfield, his hopes for a bountiful harvest, were destroyed before his eyes. The hailstorm raged for what seemed like an eternity before finally subsiding. The once proud corn stalks lay broken and battered, stripped bare by the unforgiving ice. The ground was littered with hailstones glistening ominously in the fading light. Lencho stood in the middle of his ruined field, his heart heavy, his spirit crushed. It wasn't just a crop that had been destroyed, it was his dreams, his livelihood, his very existence. Despondency threatened to engulf Lencho, but his faith, though shaken, had not deserted him. He knew who to turn to in his hour of need. "God will help us," he muttered to himself, his voice firm despite the tremor in his heart. He went back to his humble house and, with a determination that surprised even his wife, pulled out a sheet of paper, an envelope, and his pen. Laboriously, he penned a letter, his words filled with anguish but also with an unshakable belief. "To God in heaven," he wrote, "a hailstorm has destroyed my entire crop. My family and I will starve if you do not help us. I need 100 pesos to sow my field again and to live until the next crop." He sealed the letter, addressed it simply to God, and, with a childlike trust, walked miles to the nearest village to post it. Lencho's act of writing to God, absurd as it may seem, was a testament to his unwavering faith. He saw God as his provider, his protector, someone who wouldn't let him down in his time of need. He had no doubt that his letter would reach God and that his prayers would be answered. The following day, the letter addressed to God arrived at the small village post office. The postman, a jovial man used to sorting letters addressed to real people, was taken aback. Amused, he took the letter to the postmaster, a kind-hearted man known for his generosity. The postmaster, upon reading the letter, burst into laughter. However, his laughter soon gave way to a feeling of deep empathy as he realized the depth of Lencho's faith and the desperation in his plea. Determined not to let Lencho's faith go unrewarded, the postmaster decided to do something extraordinary. He resolved to collect money and send it to Lencho in an envelope addressed from God. He went around the village, sharing Lencho's story with everyone he met. Touched by the farmer's plight and the postmaster's compassion, people willingly contributed whatever they could spare. The postmaster, despite his best efforts, could only collect 70 pesos. It was a considerable sum, more than what many in the village earned in a month. He put the money in an envelope, addressed it to Lencho, from God, and waited for Sunday, when Lencho would return to the village to collect his reply. The postmaster felt a sense of satisfaction, a feeling of having played a small part in preserving a simple man's unwavering faith. Sunday arrived. and Lencho came to the post office, searching for a reply to his letter. The postmaster felt pride at the success of his plan. Lencho received the letter, grinning widely. He expected a reply from God. He eagerly opened the envelope. But as he counted the money, disappointment and anger clouded his face. 70 pesos? It wasn't enough. He believed the post office workers had stolen the rest. Fuming, he demanded to see the postmaster. "There's only 70 pesos, he accused. "I asked God for 100. Those scoundrels have stolen the rest." The postmaster, stunned, tried to explain. Lencho stormed out, muttering about dishonesty, his faith in God unshaken.